now we'll get into the formulas for the transformations. So they both look the same, except one has sine, one has cosine. If you look in front on both of them, we have the A. So A represents the amplitude. You can draw arrows, but I don't want to have to write it twice here. So A is the amplitude, and actually the absolute value of A is the amplitude. Also, if A is negative, it reflects over the x-axis. Cool. All right, now the h. With the h, let's go ahead and draw the arrow to this one. That's your horizontal translation. Horizontal translation. Now, if it's minus, you actually shift to the right that far. And if it's plus, you shift it to the left. The K, that's your vertical translation. So if it says plus, you go up that far. If it says minus, you go down that far. And the last one, B, represents your period. So I kind of ran out of room over there. So I'll draw it on this one, but you could put it on either B. So B is your period, and the period is 2 pi over B, I believe. Yes. So you do 2 pi divided by whatever number's there, and that's the period. And remember, the period is where it starts to repeat the pattern again. And we'll get to that more tomorrow. So let's try out these questions here. Write the equation for the graph described below. So now we have to shift this graph up 4 units. Remember, the vertical shift comes at the end. No parentheses or anything. So we'll just rewrite the y equals 1/3 times the cosine of 2x, and then it's shifted up 4, so it would say plus 4. The graph of this shifted left 4 units. So remember, the right and left shift would go in parentheses with the x. So we'll still have the y equals 8 times the sine of 1/2. Then we'll have parentheses. And left is when you have plus in parentheses with it. Okay? That's your horizontal translation. And then the graph of this reflected over the x-axis. The reflection just means you stick a negative in front there. So we'll have y equals negative 2/3 cosine 3x. That's it. Just wanted to introduce you today to the translations formula, the transformations. Tomorrow we're actually going to get into graphing it with these transformations, right? It'll be very fun. It'll be like, oh, cosine, oh, sine.